understand that. I have mental problems. I need help. I thought you left to get dogs for me.
No, you guys.
Fuck all.
Stop it. Yo, nah, he just... Nah, realistically, that's not funny, but that's funny. Like, it's funny what he did, but it's not funny that what's going on in his head for him to move like that. Like, he just took off. What's good, YouTube? Today we watching the FouseyTube drama gets deeper. I've been seeing some clips about Fousey, and it's not looking good. It hasn't been looking good for Fousey for the last 5 years. It's been looking pretty bad for Fousey. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just want to see what's going on.
So last week we talked about this guy named FouseyTube. He is an OG YouTuber who is...
That's Fousey, nigga?
Last week we talked about this guy named FouseyTube. He is...
That's cap, nigga. What happened to Fousey? Nah, he got cloned. That's it, bro. That's the drama right there. He got cloned off rip.
So last week we talked about this guy named FouseyTube. He is...
Nah, he got cloned.
OG YouTuber who has come back time and again and really been given more second chances than almost anyone we've ever seen on the internet. Now, there have been a lot of different arcs in FouseyTube's career. It had actually been a couple of years since he was last relevant, and I would say for at least the last 6 or 7 years or so, the only time people are ever willing to talk about him is when he's doing something really outlandish. I would say when he's more or less self-destructing, that's when he enters the news cycle. And with these recent stories, it was really more of the same. We talked about his foolish actions on the highway. We talked about his downfall at the airport, how he had gotten banned from Twitch after live streaming for over a month straight. And last week I said this was looking like a career ender, but now it seems like his bad behavior has been rewarded, and he has been offered some sort of contract from alternative streaming platform Kick. Regardless, Fousey has continued to live stream, and he's been doing anything and everything to try and create these viral clips. And boy, do I have some crazy stuff to show you guys today. First, I thought this clip was very telling from when he went on Bradley Martin's podcast.
I treat these women with nothing but respect. Usually guys are in there drunk, do this, do that, take off your clothes. I don't do none of that.
How do you know that?
Huh?
They tell you? How do you know
Yeah,
that?
I talk to these women. Because I go fast, I have time to talk to them.
And the women that he's talking about in this video are all these different escorts that he had hired over the years. Essentially saying, oh, I'm so different from all the other pervs because I go out of my way to treat these women with the slightest bit of humanity. It was basically the same act that he pulled at the airport where he said he was an advocate for these victims. And then literally 5 minutes after this woman tells him her story with being taken advantage in that way, he takes her to the airport bathroom and bangs her out. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that I'm amazed by the mental gymnastics.
Wait a minute. I want to see that clip, though.
I'm a great person.
I can tell.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good.
It's a cult, basically. I'm not kidding you.
You're in a cult?
Yeah.
You're sober?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
no.
cool. I have a Discord, right? With like 8,000 members. Can I send them a picture of me and you kissing? To piss them off?
So he meets this woman at the airport. She's
Why is that making me cringe? I don't even know.
the bar drinking. And then right off the bat, he's asking her for a kiss. He's trying to make this an intimate situation. She's obviously into it, and honestly, I just find the whole thing to be disgusting. Kissing random ratchet...
I think it's the Randeezy part. Like, she's such a Randeezy. Like, kissing a Randeezy? Like, and she don't even, like... Well, let me not insult her, but, like... Well, I mean, to me, she doesn't really look all that clean. Like, she just looks like... Like, I don't know. It's something off about just lips in a stranger. Like, a stranger. Like, all right, cool. Let me get to know you. All right, let me get your number. All right, cool. Whatever. Like, we getting to know situation. We talking. Whatever, you know, hand touching. Okay, fine. But just kissing a stranger?
Women at the airport? Sounds like a very quick way to find yourself at the health clinic.
They're gonna cancel me for this. I don't care though. I have a right now. I swear to God, you can feel it under my pants. I swear to God.
It's a nasty dude.
Don't tempt you with a good time. Would you join the Mile High Club with me?
So I got sold into the trade.
You got sold in this trade? I actually care about this shit because I'm like an advocate for like against trading and all that shit. What happened?
And I just want to pause it right here to say that it's been very well documented that
I gotta get on Twitter. Because Twitter is where everything be at, though. Like, I don't like being on Twitter because Twitter is like, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta get on Twitter, though. I gotta get on Twitter because I feel like I'm missing quality content.
has had a serious problem with in the past, and back in the day when he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month living in some insane LA apartment, he would always talk about, oh, I have this addiction, I have this problem, but I can't tell you guys what it is. That is until Vitaly exposed him one day because the two were very close. And basically all I'll say about this is that this guy was not above paying for action, and at one time he was allegedly going out every single day and doing so. Whether that be him skimming through the yellow pages looking for it, going to a sketchy massage parlor. So to call himself an advocate for these type of victims is just a little bit rich to me. Like, you were not an advocate, dude, you were one of the main customers.
He was trying to make me a lot lizard recently.
A what?
Yeah, a lot lizard. I like your
Yeah, I get it. First of all, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you being this honest. This is a real conversation.
No, it's real.
My audience might not understand, but I've been there. I used to be a addict, so I used for years. I used massage parlors for years, so I understand.
Yeah.
How long were you stuck under his spell?
About like 7 months.
Really? I'm sorry to hear that. Look, I just sent you a little something.
Yeah. I'm sitting there in court.
And so
Wait a minute. This just all feels a little bit too familiar right here. This all feels a little bit too familiar right here. So she is a ex-prostitute, I guess you could say. And he is a ex-sex addict or current and past sex addict that habitually paid for sex. And now he sent her $300. And then later on, apparently they went to have sex in the bathroom. That seemed like some like weird, you know what I mean? This all feels too familiar. Like everybody's playing their roles that they used to play. Everybody's falling back into their old ways.
at this point, Fousey is trying to make himself look like a good person, showing his chat that he sent this woman $300. And the whole thing just comes off as very tasteless to me. Like, if you were really an advocate for these type of people, and you really wanted to help this woman, you would take her off your live stream and do this type of thing off camera, because there's no way she really understands the magnitude of how far this clip is going to get spread and how embarrassing that could be for her that so many people now know this information about her for $300.
Hey, to everybody who's sitting here like, oh my God, you kissed her, da-da-da. This woman was involved in trafficking. The guy who manipulated her and brainwashed her is a piece of shit and deserves to die. So yes, I sent her $300 so she can start removing her tattoo and see her kids this weekend. I'm against that. A lot of the women that I used to get jumps from were trafficked, and I'm so ashamed in that.
And just watch this right here, guys, because you're going to see how ashamed Fousey truly is. He used women like this in the past, okay? It was his deepest, darkest secret, and I'll just let him take the floor.
I just joined the Mile High Club. And I know it doesn't count as the Mile High Club because I was in the airport, but I still joined it. I swear to God. I swear on everything I love.
So he took this woman, who obviously has, you know, if she's telling the truth.
I ain't gonna sit up in my chair and like, you know what I'm saying, really judge nobody. But that's like, that's tough, man. Like, niggas don't really have no shame for real. Like, that's tough. That's very tough, man.
A very damaged relationship with, and joined the Mile High Club with her in the airport bathroom. I mean, at this point, this guy Fousey is just disgusting.
I just joined the Mile High Club in the airport, in the men's bathroom. I swear to God, Wallah, I had to confess, I couldn't hold it for a second. I didn't go to buy her no snacks. I joined the Mile High Club. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have shared that. I'm sorry.
I mean, this all sounds like a very good way to join the no-fly list. I'm sure he'll try and use his mental health as a cop-out in this situation, but honestly, he's just not a very good person. So he starts crying, he starts playing the sympathy card, like, dude, absolutely no one feels bad for you, you do this to yourself every single time. And so then he just started sending messages in his chat, just saying, I'm sorry y'all, I f***ed up badly, I have a lot of skeletons in my closet, I'm not a good person. Like, oh, we all feel so bad for you, man. Like, to me, he's really nothing more than the boy who cried wolf. And then someone noticed that his mods were trying to cover up the airport incident. I guess he continued to stream. He then tweets out, I'm currently on a plane home. Yes, I spiraled. I'm going to call my therapist as soon as I land. Oh, what a noble person you are, Fousey. Thank you for keeping me in check. I need sleep. I need rest. I've lost the plot and need to find it. Yeah, you need to stay off the internet, my guy. You obviously just cannot handle it. And once you get that little taste of power, you're right back into that grip of insanity, and you crash once again.
I wonder if he used protection. I mean, I do feel bad for him though. Like, that sucks to be in that type of bondage. Like, it's tough to break that type of bondage. It's like, you know, somebody that's addicted. Let's just say somebody that's addicted to like crack cocaine or heroin or whatever. It's just like, yeah, they're doing it to themselves, but it's still, I still feel bad for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're under a tough spell, like being addicted to sex and like being like, I feel bad for him, because who knows, like when you have sex with that many different women on that many different occasions on that regular basis, like who knows what that does to your brain. Like, you know what I mean? Just, it's like if you, let's say you're a porn addict, you know what I mean? Like, and you watch porn every single day, like, yeah, you're doing it to yourself, but that shit still fucks up your brain. That shit, you know, it still does numbers to you, you know, still worthy of sympathy, human to human, you know.
And he then apparently started doing things like this.
I'm in a car right now. I'm doing 90 on the freeway. I slipped. I drank a fifth of vodka. You let me to drive?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if there was a cornier person out there than FouseyTube. I mean, what, does this guy think his life is some sort of sick movie where he's the main character who can just never get his life right, he can never get out of his own way? This is also just a little bonus clip for you guys. That memory was deeply burned into your brain.
That memory right there, since the first time I had, even after that when I was wrestling with a family friend and I in my pants, that moment right there caused me years and years and years and years and years of failed relationships.
I mean, you could not pay me any amount of money to get that confession out of me. That is some straight up Skippy activity right there. And then I also just wanted to show this. Apparently he got a temporary suspension from Twitch after this all went down. I mean, the guy obviously knows how to garnish attention, but man, does he also know how to f it all up. Personally, I feel absolutely no sympathy for him. In fact, I feel much more sympathy towards that woman. Even if her story is not true, just to be put on display like that and to be used for the purposes of entertainment is just some really nasty work. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this.
Alright, let's go back to the other video, I guess.
And will perform to justify his f***ed up behavior. And I'm sure you guys remember how he was acting like an idiot out on the highway. And apparently the end of that clip where he pretends to crash his vehicle and pass out is what actually got him banned from Twitch. And I also found this clip from after his little incident at the airport.
Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your auntie, hide your grandma, hide your sister. Ain't nobody safe when the Rizzler is around.
I know this man did not just say, hide your kids, ain't no one safe when the Rizzler is around. Are you gonna go to some sort of playground and activate the Riz? I mean, what's really going on here, Fousey?
The Grizzly Bear. Hide everybody. Not kids. I never said kids. I never said kids.
If you're like, I don't know, I didn't see him meaning it as like, you know, people under 18. I didn't see that he meant that.
Hide your kids, hide your auntie, hide your grandma.
And this is where things start to get a little bit more interesting as he gets into it with Keemstar of all people, who has over the last couple of years been his more or less business partner, over Drama Alert's coverage of this whole situation, especially with that woman at the airport.
Because what you're doing right now, you're trying to make it seem like I'm having a manic episode.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Why are you accusing me of that? That's not how I feel. No, I'm not.
You tweeted it today, you dumb. Are you talking in this moment? Are you talking in this moment, in this space? Am I trying to make people think you're having a manic episode? Or
You
are you
tweeted it
asking?
today!
I feel like you're having a manic episode. And part of me feels like you are. I've been concerned about it ever since you started doing these 24/7 live streams. That's why I've been calling you and texting you concerned about the people in your life that are going to take advantage of you in this moment.
And the second something happens, before even talking to your brother, you go online and you get everybody to think that I got banned for woman?
Well, I mean, I don't know why that's such a big deal. I think the bigger deal was that you
It's
did that
not
to
a
the
big
girl
deal!
at the airport.
You're a woman!
Nobody said that.
How do you know
Who
it's
said
not
that?
a big deal?
You're manipulating right now. Nobody said you anyone. In fact, I'm on record saying FouseyTube did absolutely no crimes.
On my mom's goddamn life, I didn't woman!
You told, but then you lied to me. I don't know. I talked to you for 1 minute, and I go, why is everyone hitting me up saying that Fousey's going crazy and this and that? Because I'm getting hit up by fans and YouTubers. And you say to me, listen, Keem, I'm just playing the July 15th character. I'm good. And by the way, Keem, I just in the bathroom.
And so essentially, Fousey continues to have a breakdown over his very own actions, over a situation that he created for himself. And he's now taken this new position after bragging about joining the Mile High Club in the airport bathroom, that he did not have sexual relations with that woman. And so obviously at this point, Fousey is very upset with Keemstar. And when this kid at the mall came up to ask him about the situation, he had an absolute breakdown.
So I just wanted to ask you, so, we all see what went down with Keemstar, having a bunch of emotions. What's going to happen? Are you guys ever going to be homies again? Or?
We actually resolved it today, and I'm going to tell you something. You had the chance to interview FouseyTube. You could have asked me for life-changing advice. How do I get out of depression? How do I do this?
That's
You
exactly
chose to ask me about
it.
drama.
No.
This is going to go viral for you either way.
I wanted to
But this
ask
interview's
you.
over. Have a good day.
I wanted to keep asking. I have it written down. There's no way
You're not G7. Go home.
And you see how this guy goes so quickly from being this fake humble creator trying to be relatable, basically trying to be a sob story, to once he gets a little bit of money and gets a little bit of clout, he sees himself as this all-important figure, like he's Jay-Z or some, basically successful businessman, and that he was going to give this kid some sort of life-changing advice. Like at this point, he's really nothing more than a glorified train wreck that people like to view for their sick pleasure. And so the result of that confrontation is basically that he went around Las Vegas acting like an absolute maniac.
What? Okay, man. Somebody leave me. What's happening right now? This guy's trying to go viral off my name. Get the away!
Oh my god.
You should have stepped in and protected me. He's trying to go viral off my name. He's asking me about July 15th and Keem. What the f? Nobody does shit, man.
You gotta help protect my image. I'm bad. I'm like Kanye. I lose my mind. I need people around me to protect my image.
You see how quickly this guy turns to, oh, I'm like Kanye. I'm like Drake. I'm like X person that I put on this high of a pedestal. To me, it's honestly just very strange behavior. Like, anyone who compares themselves to some person they see as like an almighty figure, I just personally feel like that is a surefire sign that someone might be a bit of a sociopath. Like, Fousey, take a trip to a massage parlor, my guy. You're not you when you're horny.
How the f do you guys not understand that? I have mental problems. I need help. I thought you left to get the Oxford.
No, you guys.
Fuck all.
Yusuf!
Stop it. Yo, nah, he just... Nah, realistically, that's not funny, but that's funny. Like, it's funny what he did, but it's not funny that what's going on in his head for him to move like that. Like, he just took off.
I need help. I thought you left to get the Oxford.
No, you guys.
Fuck all.
Yusuf!
And so this is the current state of society that we live in, where someone like this gets rewarded for acting like a clown. And I did see a lot of people in the comments of the video I made about this situation last week, talking about how Fousey was winning and how he was this amazing guy because he's making all this money. And to me, it's almost like someone with his temperament, who has obviously shown time and time again that he cannot handle fame nor wealth. Like, I actually think it's a negative thing for him to get his hands on those things. Because as we've seen time and time again, just as he does, is when he starts to get this massive ego, I mean, it's totally out of control. And that's when this guy just goes and f***s his whole life. I also found this to be hilarious. This man actually got exposed by his very own therapist after he was trying to claim that nothing went down in that airport bathroom. She accidentally told his dirty little secret.
Oh, you know, a friend of mine tried to say today that I wasn't sober. It was so hurtful.
You've been sober until that thing in the airport. I know that. Right?
Love you, Susie.
Yo, she exposed him. Nah, cause basically he did pay. He kind of did pay. He kind of did pay. Like he kind of did pay. Like he just sent her $300 to be nice, and then next thing you know, 10 minutes later, she's bent over. Just miraculously, like those two events are. So yeah, you Fousey, like you. You know what I'm saying, you messed up, like.
Right?
Right?
Love you, Susie.
Yeah, I love you.
Bye.
So she says you've been sober since that day in the airport, alluding to the idea that he obviously did something with that woman. People also posted up these pictures after he said, "I did not touch her," and yeah, they look pretty handsy there, look pretty comfortable. And this is actually how he opened up his very first Kick stream.
I started YouTube March 25th of 2011. Every YouTuber that started with me died 10 times over. They now work a regular job. Good for them. Make a living. It's 2023 and I'm still here and I just signed a deal with Kick and I'm about to take the f*** over. The cameras never turn off. I show you everything. Even when I'm in the heat of drama and the internet's trying to cancel me, I'm live. So you see that I don't script shit, I don't fake shit, and everything's real.
Do you think it's fair for me to be abused while...
Use, you're gonna use that word? Really?
Yeah, that's emotionally...
All right, this conversation is done as well.
I want to
No,
work things
here's the
out.
difference.
I'm here
Here's the
for
difference.
you.
I'm not saying you can go with actually wanting me to stay. I'm saying you can go because I want you to f*** out. That's why. It's not
Why?
maybe.
I want to
No,
be here.
no.
And so basically the self-destructive cycle continues. It's just like last time with the whole July 15th thing. He starts treating the people around him like shit. And we're really almost to the end game here where this guy crashes and loses absolutely everything. Disappears from the internet for, you know, maybe a couple years. And then what, is he gonna try to come back at like the age of 40? He also got kicked out of the Las Vegas hotel that he was staying in.
F you and your hotel, dog. F you and your hotel. They're kicking us out. So disrespectful. I said, punch me right now. I'll record you. Punch me. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? 8 security? I don't listen. I was paying my bill, dog. Y'all were disrespectful as shit. Y'all were disrespectful as shit.
And I think what a lot of these live streamers don't realize, especially when it comes to going to a place like Vegas, is that there's all kinds of people walking around who are much more wealthy than them. It's not like they have to cater to you hands and foot and put up with all this bullshit, all this attention you're trying to garner, just because you're out here giving them money. And you see, guys, this is the correct way to respond when Fousey is trying to give you this life-changing advice.
Hey, you have one chance. Anything you want to ask me in life for advice on, ask me.
I'm sure, bro. Have a good one.
He's so salty. Hey, your girl wanted a picture with me.
Yeah, if your girl requests a picture with FouseyTube if she saw him out in public, it might be time to reconsider your life choices. Just a little bonus clip for you guys, a little blast from the past.
Long time I looked at myself in the mirror and I based myself based on what I read on the comments. I felt worthless. I felt ugly. I felt gay. I felt that like that.
But like I said, I don't see all of this.
Yo. Yo.
Look in the mirror and I based myself based on what I read on the comments. I felt worthless. I felt ugly. I felt gay. I felt that like that.
But like I said, I don't see all of this ending very well for Fousey. He's just really not someone that can handle money. He's not someone that can handle fame. His ego is obviously out of control at this point. And no matter how many times he tries to convince himself that he's a good person or tries to blame his mental health for all the f***ed up things that he does, I think that we all really know the truth. I mean, he's shown his true character time and time again over the last decade. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this latest Fousey update down below.